Attention, if you are in America, please watch this video. Honestly, it's getting crazy every single day. If you are in the US, to be precise, you need to watch this video so that you can learn. And if you're not in the US, still watch this video and share it to your brothers and sisters in US, because what is actually happening right now is quite scary. That a lot of people are even struggling to eat. A lot of people cannot even feed, even if it's just 2 square meal. But people's account is being wiped off just like that. People's accounts are just getting different scenarios each and every single day. And I keep asking myself, why is this happening? As at this point where I am trying to survive, you are trying to survive. Anyways, let's dive into this video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is first time, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips you have in our today's episode. And this is just for educational purpose. I stand a chance to be corrected, so feel free to correct me in the comment section. With that being said, let's watch this clip together and let me know if you have any of this type of experience. I really want to know in the comment section. Let's get right into it, guys.
Bank of America let a scammer take $3,900 from me. Through my school, I have been pursuing an internship that I have been trying to get a student study work position for maybe 2-3 months now. In person, I had been in contact with the person who's responsible for said internship. After a couple of months, we've been emailing back and forth, and it looked like it was a legitimate internship. They ended up reaching out to me saying, "We have the position available." During this whole transaction, the person ended up saying that they have to review the HR paperwork. Mind you, in person, I had already submitted some HR paperwork with my social security and everything. So long story short, after back and forth with this person confirmed that I would get the internship, which I was told also in person. This person sent me 2 checks, one for $3,000 and one for $900. Initially, I got the $900 and they said that, and I specifically remember them saying, this money is for the equipment, basically a computer, and it's for any type of monitors and cables that you need for your work study. I honestly went over my head. I didn't think much of it. They said deposit it into your account and shortly we'll send a representative your way to be able to reach out and get, the transaction going so that you can get started with your work study. I was over the moon. I was like, wow, this is the best experience ever. And this person reached out to me again with the logo of my school. So I'm thinking this is all going through the school. I don't know why I didn't think it was fishy, but I can show you screenshots and messages that it looked legitimate. This person had me process the transaction and they said that I would receive the computer and everything in a couple of days. The next day they sent me another check that had $3,000 on it, and I thought it was fishy, so I reached out to a person on campus that I trust who's our student service representative. Lo and behold, it was a fraud situation. But during the first transaction of the $900, my bank, the only one time they denied the check, so I thought that was weird. But when I went to deposit it again the next morning, the money was there. So here I am thinking in good faith that we're okay to make this transaction. This is a legitimate thing, has a school logo, and the person that I looked up that was emailing me back and forth that showed verified had a LinkedIn attachment, and you click on the LinkedIn and it looked like that person was in fact a director at the same institution at a different location. Once I received the $3,000, I obviously thought it was really fishy because I'm like, this is way too much money for equipment, especially for a temporary position. So when I reached out to the student service representative, she ended up telling me that's a scam. Don't reply. And I said, well, great. I get on the phone with Bank of America. I'm telling them my situation and it's getting ugly really fast. During my phone call with Bank of America, I repeatedly said, this person was impersonating somebody from my school that's a director. I was on hold for over an hour. I didn't get to anyone, so I decided to go in person to Bank of America. One of the ladies there, her name was Cynthia. I'm not going to say her last name for security reasons. She was fantastic. She was just so accepting of my situation. I showed her all the documents. I showed her everything, and she was so helpful. She gave me the exact steps I needed to take in order to reach the fraud department, and I did. After filing for fraud and after filing for everything accordingly, I got a letter that said I was denied. Obviously, you can understand my frustration because I had just recently also gotten paid within that time frame, and because of the whole fraud, they took $900 from my account and it caused my account to go into the negatives. My paycheck from my actual job got deposited and it completely swallowed it. I got a letter from the school, and in that letter it states that multiple students were also scammed for their social security, for their bank accounts, for personal information. And so I wasn't the only student. I have that letter. I have every email showing that I thought this was a legitimate person. Bank of America has not helped me at all. I have been on the phone with them multiple times. I went to 2 branches. The first branch I went to, Cynthia was amazing. I loved her. She made me feel so seen and just helped me throughout my situation. The second time I went to a bank, I was so mad. I started crying in person. This person who stated that she was an assistant manager, I walked in. She was trying to help me. She said to take a seat. I took a seat. I was waiting there 45 minutes. 45 minutes I waited. After the 45 minutes, I kind of got tired and I turned around. She was just standing there on her tablet welcoming people in. So I turned around and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" She said, "Yes." And I explained my situation. I said, "What do I do? Who do I need to talk to? Is there a senior banker? Is there a manager I can speak to?" At this point, I'm desperate. I am not joking. Hand on the Bible. This assistant manager told me, at some point in time in our lives, we have to take accountability for our actions, and there are going to be consequences for every action we take. I was furious. I literally started crying because I had no idea what to say. I did not expect that response. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest with you, but it definitely wasn't that response. So if anybody can help me with the situation, and just let me know what to do, because I literally am at a loss. I've been trying to get in contact with Bank of America. They are not responding to me. I repeat, Bank of America is the worst bank ever. They are not responding to me. They're saying that it's completely my fault. I have proof. I have letters. I have emails. I have people who can vouch for me. I have other students who are also affected by this. My school is doing everything that they can to be able to let financial institutions know that their students were affected by this. I'm at a complete loss. I have no idea what to do. And I've tried, like I said, reaching to Bank of America, and Bank of America keeps denying me. They keep denying me, and they close the case. I don't know what to do. So TikTok, please do your thing, and please, please, please help me get this viral. Do something, because I am at a level of frustration that it's just, I don't know what to do. To make matters worse, my job, we just got paid again on Friday, and I basically didn't receive a paycheck because the bank is holding the money. So I've been a complete month without being able to pay anything. My credit cards, my car bills, my student loans, everything has just been completely on pause. So if anybody has any advice, I will gladly take you up on it. Thank you guys so much. And again, fuck Bank of America.
You're literally telling me that once the money is in my account, you have no way of guaranteeing that the amount of money will not leave my account. That's what you're telling me right now.
Access to those funds.
Listen to me. Is there a way that I can close this account completely? Delete, cancel the routing, and have my funds returned? Like, literally shut the account completely down, or at least transfer. Make sure that those funds are transferred to a different account, because I don't trust Bank of America. Have it completely shut down. And this is not a joke. I will go to a location in person if you're not listening to me right now, and you're not going to do what I'm telling you to do. Because I called this morning to check my bank statements, because I access my online banking, and I was told that $295 have been somehow transferred out of my account. That is somehow, though it's frozen, has been transferred out of my account. Now, I'm asking you that when my $15,500 get back into the account, is it going to be safe? You're telling me, oh, no, someone could still attempt to transfer. Like, do you? I don't care. It's still going to be taken out of my account, wasting my time. You literally just admitted that someone has access to my routing and account number information. What am I gonna do? What literally, like, you tell, what am I going to do at this very moment right now? There's no solution. Are you aware that you're not offering a solution for me right now in this conversation? Are you aware of that?
I've offered you multiple solutions.
The solutions you've offered is wait for Friday and wait for March 5th. Would you agree?
That is correct.
Exactly. So that's not a solution. That's wasting my time. And time is money. And time is more vulnerability.
Because it's not an answer that you don't like doesn't mean
It's not a matter of an answer that I don't like. It's an answer that's not going to work. What are the solutions that you're saying that Bank of America is offering for me to be able to ensure that I get my money back?
The funds are being returned that are currently leaving your account negative $17,107. Once those funds are returned, you can either transfer them to an external account or transfer them to your checking account that is currently active and open. Once the funds are transferred out, you can officially have this account closed to prevent this from going further.
When am I gonna have? When can you assure me that I'll have my at least $15,500 back into my account?
So even if the $15,500 is going to be returned to the account by the end of the business day tomorrow, because that's still going to leave you negative $2,000. So you would have to wait for the full amount to be returned, which will most likely be about 3 days.
When are the fraudulent transactions going to for sure be reversed back into my account?
The 3 claims that you have on file, a decision will be made or a temporary credit will be provided no later than the 10th business day, which is the 5th of March.
Okay, and 15,380 something cents. How? This is the part. So I will have more than $15,000 by by Friday. You said it should be back into the account Friday.
So there is a chance that it is back in the account by Friday.
What do you mean chance? I don't work on chances. I need assurance.
So the $15,500 that posted yesterday will be returned by the end of the business day tomorrow. But the other 4 transactions are still processing. They don't start the return process until they post. They can post in the next 20 minutes, or they may not post until tomorrow, and you'd have to wait until they return 2 business days after, which will be next week. It's a chance because we do not have any guarantee on when the transactions post.
Here's my question. How, I woke up this morning and an additional $295 was taken out of an account that's already frozen. When these funds come back into my account, how can I be assured that literally, every transaction that has been leaving occurred during midnight? You are not giving me assurance that I will go to a bank and request for my money and that an account transfer would not have been initiated, right? This is basically what's happening right now. Someone can still transfer money from my account at that moment on Friday when I have more than $15,000 in my account.
Correct.
What does that mean for me? What is that going to do for me?
So if a situation like that occurs, you would simply have to wait for those to be returned, and depending on how large the debit is, only withdraw the amount of what's in the account. So if you currently, let's say Friday rolls around, you have the full $15,300, you call in to the department that froze it, request them to unfreeze the account for that specific transaction, and when you go and make that, before or while on the phone waiting to have the account unfrozen, a transaction comes in. It's going to be returned, but it drops your account $1,000. Well, then instead of withdrawing $1,500, you withdraw $15,000, or $15,000, you withdraw $14,000, because that's what's in the account. And then you wait for the $1,000 to be returned. Once the $1,000 is returned, you repeat the process. There's always a chance that another amount comes out. There's a chance that it's $200. There's a chance that it's the full $15. We can't predict what's going to end up happening. but you do the best you can
Okay,
with what's
Shane.
available at that situation.
I don't mean
so
to.
if Friday rolls around and you have to
I
go,
don't mean
you
to
return
yell at
12.
you or share that I was speaking to earlier, but we're not going to act like our brains can't work and not think. If someone has access to my routing and my account number, clearly they can see how much money is in that account. Do you think they're going to just transfer $1,000 or $200?
There is no way of them finding out how much money is in the account. The way for them to see that is if they had access to your online banking ID, and password.
Well,
that's the only way that they can see it.
Okay, well, since you're new here, let me tell you what's been happening. I called on Sunday when someone was flagrantly making huge purchases on my account, which, by the way, I was not receiving any text messages about. And it wasn't until the 10th transaction that I was getting a text saying that $2,000 and some change is being made, a purchase is being made. Is this you? And so I said no. And it was at that moment that I realized someone was utilizing my information, and I called and they canceled the card, and they issued me a new card and a new mobile card. I never even opened an email. I never even opened a mobile card information, nothing, because I didn't intend to use it. I didn't plan to use it. But guess what? Somehow, somewhere, someone logged into my mobile banking and initiated and activated that card and then started using it again the next day. So you're telling me there's no way someone is going to have my, like, this is not, in case you didn't have this information, they already have been using it. They've already been doing it. And I'm just flabbergasted, and I cannot possibly be the only one this has happened to. And I never keep money in this account. And like I've said to you, I deposited this check at one of your banks. These are the only people that would have access to my personal information, and you guys need to investigate them. But what I'm telling you, I'm asking you, my account, my money is going to be back into my account. Is it going to be safe? No. Can they make a transaction? Yes. Well, they won't know what money is in your account because they don't have your mobile banking. I'm telling you right now, they do have somehow access to my mobile banking. What do you say to that?
We can close down your mobile banking so they can't gain access to it and see what your balance is.
Oh my goodness. And also, here's the other thing. Wow. Wow. The other thing is, honestly, this doesn't. I can't even imagine if this was like $100,000 in my account, and you're telling me you don't know. Obviously, this person is gonna play Russian roulette and say, "Oh, let me just try and put $5,000. Oh, let me try and put $10,000. Oh, it's going through. Wow, let me put $15,000." And then you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you do that to try and see how much money you can get out of an account?
I would not know.
You would not. Okay. There's nothing I could do. All I have to do is wait to be screwed over, is basically what I'm getting from you.
The only option that we have right now is to wait, yes.
Let me tell you guys about a new scam that's happening right now. I don't know if it's nationwide, but it happened to me. I'm here in Atlanta, and just want to make people aware of it so no one else gets possibly scammed like I did. So how it started was I was in Walmart, minding my own business, going grocery shopping. And a lady, you know, like the AT&T people that be at the little booths just trying to, you know, basically get people to join. I thought she was one of those people. She comes up to me and she's like, oh, kind of telling me about her brand. I'm, again, not in my right space, just trying to kind of like get the conversation going so that I can leave and go do what I need to do. So she was like, basically, instead of having to sit there and listen to her, she asked me if I was over the age of 28. I, thinking that, you know, I'd get her to not end up having a conversation with me, said, oh, no, I'm only 27. That was what she needed. So then she was like, oh, okay, well, you could just scan my badge. So I go to my camera app because I'm just trying to hurry up and end this conversation. I go to my camera app, I scan her badge, and I click on the link. Immediately, I was like, what did I just do? So she's like, okay, cool. She walk away. Okay, literally the only thing that pops up is her badge. And it says active, and it's
nothing else but her badge and a picture of her and supposedly her name, if that's really her name. So, okay. So I walk away. I finish going grocery shopping and I just had a bad feeling. So I started watching her for like 10 minutes, honestly, like peeping the corners, watching her. This girl was on her phone for like 10 minutes straight, like dead looking at her phone, would not put her phone down for nothing. And she's supposed to be working. That didn't sit right with me. So immediately I'm like, okay, something's up. So immediately I start panicking. I take a screenshot of her badge that popped up on my phone. I deleted out my search history because at this point, I don't know. I'm just scared. I leave everything at Walmart because I just was so discombobulated with what just happened that I didn't even need nothing from Walmart at that point. I was just ready to get up out of the store. So I go back to my car and I'm freaking out. I'm looking on the web, looking at, what happens if you accidentally click a link you're not supposed to, like all type of stuff. I'm seeing all this bad stuff that can happen. I'm seeing that supposedly, like, if you click a link, it can somehow get some type of access to your phone and all your information on your phone. So I'm freaking out. So I call my bank immediately. I call Bank of America. I tell them the situation that happened. They're like, oh, well, we don't see nothing fraudulent going on with your account. I think you'll be safe. Just lock your card. Okay. So I'm still feeling a little iffy about the situation because it just did not sit right with me. I just knew something was wrong. But I tried to just leave it alone and just pray about it or whatever and go about my day. So a few days later, I get a phone call from Bank of America. When I say Bank of America, it was literally Bank of America name. It was the exact phone number that's on the back of my card. So I immediately answered because I'm confused why they're calling me. They call me. I answer the phone. They're talking about, oh, someone is trying to send money through a gaming app or something, like basically like trying to Apple Pay them some money for a gaming service. I immediately freaked out because I know this thing just happened and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? So I'm literally freaking out on the phone. They're asking me, did I approve this transaction? I'm like, no, I did not. This is fraudulent, da 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 da. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna basically report it as fraudulent. We need you to send us an access code. For some reason, that clicked to me. And I was like, access code? It didn't sit right with me. I immediately hung up. So again, I'm freaking out because they called me. They knew my name. Basically, like they felt like Bank of America. So when I called Bank of America back, I'm like, did you guys just attempt to call me? They confirmed that they didn't attempt to call me, that the only contact they made with me that day was through a transaction that I had made earlier, and that was not them. So again, I'm confused because I've never been in this position where I get a phone call from the actual bank number stating that it's Bank of America and them knowing my name and everything. So I was a little confused. So I explained like, okay, well, I'm a little confused. What's happening? Like, what exactly is happening? And she basically explains to me that there is a new scam where they could basically mimic the phone number. They could put any phone number basically. So then I asked her if that transaction is, like showing on my account. She can't find a transaction. Now again, I called them 3 different times because it was a lot that happened. So she basically confirms that it was a fraud and that because I didn't send the code that everything should be fine. So again, I'm still taken back by everything because it was just a lot that had happened. But I ended up getting off the phone, and about 15 minutes later, I get a text message and an email stating that my card was unlocked, but I didn't unlock it. So that freaked me out. So I immediately went on my account, and for some reason, I could not find my, digital card where you lock and unlock your card. It was not there. So now I'm even more freaking out because I'm like, why is not my card not available for me to even unlock or lock it? So I call Bank of America back. So I get on the phone with another representative, and he actually confirms that that transaction that they tried to do actually did try to go through, but it got denied. So now that opens the case of, well, someone actually has my information for my account, which now takes another process. So then I tell him, well, why is my card not actually on the account anymore? And then he says, well, at this point, your account has been sent over to the fraudulent team. You got to talk to them now because now you're being basically under review for fraudulent activities on your account. So before I get transferred over, he's telling me that in order for him to even access my account, that I need to give him a verification code. Well, literally that's what they wanted as far as to scam people. And even though I called them, I'm freaking out at this point because I don't trust no one. I'm scared to give him a verification code. So we're literally going back and forth for honestly 15-20 minutes of there has to be another way. He tries to do it a different way. For some reason it doesn't go through because my phone number is not active on the account for some reason. It was a lot that happened. So basically he was like, well, the only way to go through with your verification is to go in person. I don't want to go in person. It's a Sunday. I need this taken care of right now. So again, I'm like, well, can you transfer me over to someone else? He's like, there's nothing else that we can do. Okay, I get off the phone. So I get off the phone and I call back so I can get someone else because I felt like he wasn't being helpful. So then I get on the phone with this lady. This lady's like, yeah, you got to be transferred over to the fraudulent team, but first we need to verify blase blase. So she's like, we're going to have to send you a code. I go back and forth with her and she's like, well, you called us. And I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with anything? She's like, well, technically if it was fraud, someone would be calling you, but because you called us, it directly actually comes to Bank of America, so you don't have to worry about someone actually answering the phone because it wouldn't be like that, you actually calling Bank of America, instead of the other way around. If they call you, it may actually be fraud. So I'm like, okay, that made me feel a lot better. So basically, long story short, this was a long video, she transferred me over to the fraudulent team. They confirmed my last purchases, and then they also confirmed that this is not actually a transaction that I tried to do. And then I have to basically change everything, order a new card, set up another security measurement, change my email address, all that just because I scanned one thing and she was able to access all of my information. And I don't know what else she accessed me. So now I keep my card locked daily. Anytime I need to open it, I lock it back. Because you're not about to get me, Atlanta. No. So just be careful because they are getting very creative with their scams now. And they are making it look legit, and don't fall for it. Watch out for the scam calls.
God, I don't even know what to say because this is relating to my fellow black folks. It is sad that when you're trying to survive, some people are there trying to drain you up. Some people are there trying to make sure that at the end of the day, you should not survive, honestly. And when I saw this particular videos, clips, I was really, really quite upset. Because people will just go work out their hard-earned money just for those money to just disappear within some seconds. They will come with different lies, making you to believe that you are actually going to get a particular job. And at the end of the day, these people are dubious scammers. That is why I said if you live in America, you actually need to watch this so that you can know what is actually trending right now. There's a lot of different stories out there that I didn't even put up so that the video will not be too long. Maybe I'll be trying my possible best to be doing them every single week. You understand? But all I just need to say is you just need to be very, very careful. As at this point, you need to mind the kind of people you talk to, the kind of text message you reply to, the kind of things you actually do, so that you know that at the end of the day, you are trying your possible best to play safe. Yes, I know that a lot of people will be like, even if you're trying to play safe, anything that will actually happen will happen. I know, but at least be safe first. Play safe first. As at this time of my life, I've trained myself that if you call me and is anything relating to money, I know your number, I don't know your number, I'll first of all end the call. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Now, another one that is actually happening, let me even say it. I don't know if that is actually rampant in the US or in the UK or anywhere, right? That this one that is really trending in Nigeria is they are going to call you with your customer bank's name. Just say, for example, we have this bank in Nigeria called First Bank. They are going to say, oh, I am calling you from First Bank of Nigeria. I noticed that there is some sort of fraud scam thing happening in your account, and that is why we are calling you. Are you the one that initiated the transaction or not? Now, the moment you reply, no, I didn't initiate any transaction, they said, okay, that is why we're actually calling you, because we actually want to make you safe out there. So what you need to do now is, are you with your ATM card? And you say, yes. I will say, okay, we need to block this ATM card ASAP. And for us to block it, you need to give us those digits number, the first 6 and the last 4 digits number of your ATM card. And the moment you give them the 4, 6 and the last 4 number of your ATM card, it is obviously over, because they are going to make sure they wipe every single thing in your account. So where a lot of people are trying to struggle to survive and trying to make things work for them, there are some people there that are, their job is just to sit down there and scam people, get people's money, get people's sweat, get people's what they call it, pension, and just go eat this money without even having the fear that God will definitely punish them one day. I don't know how they feel about it, but anyways, let me know what is your experience in the comment section, so that every other person can actually learn from this, because I really want people to actually be getting what is really happening. And that is why I will try my possible best to be bringing latest updates like this, so that a lot of people can actually be careful. Because I can't imagine working for over 30 years of my life or 60 years of my life, and someone will just sit down there and just crumble every single damn thing that I've actually suffered for. It's quite sad and it's quite alarming. But anyways, let me know what you think. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clip and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And with no further ado, guys, I'm going to be saying, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Please stay safe. That is my honest prayer for you. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. I love you guys. Mwah.